Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be working in my traveler's notebook, and I will be using some Paper Person shop supplies here. I have a bunch of products that I really want to use, so let's get to it. So I'm going to be documenting 4 photos of my son. It was the weekend and he had sent me like multiple photos of what he was doing and what he was up to, so I thought it would be fun to document, kind of like a day in the life kind of thing. So I'm going through the 12 by 12 papers that I have. I love this white background paper with the circles and the arrows, and just had the days of the week. So I was like, you know what, actually, I really like this. So I'm going to create a fold out. I trimmed it down to a 4 by 8. I also trimmed down some plain white, actually I think it's dotted paper, to back up my pattern paper. And I am creating a little hinge for my fold out. I decided to do this because the Paper Person shop, their paper is really thick. So if I did a fold out, it would add a lot of bulk to my traveler's notebook, but just creating this type of fold out and creating my own hinge for it made it much lighter for my spread and for my traveler's notebook. So I definitely recommend it if you are using some thick pattern paper. Now that I have my hinge stuck to my pattern paper, I stuck it to my traveler's notebook, and now I'm going to back up the opposite side with this very plain grid white paper. I wanted plain white paper because I'm going to be using the timestamp from the Paper Person shop. They are big, bold numbers, and I just knew I wasn't going to be able to go with any kind of pattern with the numbers. And I just wanted the numbers to pop, so I went with white. Okay, so now that I'm done with my fold out, I can start adding my photos and start stamping. Now I have 4 photos. I'm documenting my son and what he does throughout the weekend. I call him Weekend Warrior because he can get things done. He wakes up early and all that good stuff. And I love that about him. So what I decided to do was add my photos, and then I'm gonna stamp the time next to each photo. But I had a little boo-boo when I was stamping the times. I did well for photo number 1 and 2, and when I get to 3, I add 4 zeros instead of 3. Now I needed that space because I wanna add a label, I wanna create little clusters next to my times. And when I did that, it put everything off. And yeah, it bugged me. And I was thinking, how can I fix this? I just thought, you know what? So this looks like, I did it on purpose. I'm just going to do 4 zeros for photo number 4 and kind of balance everything out. But I wish I didn't do that. It just made everything look so busy and clustered. Anyways, not a big deal. The whole point of this is to document my son's routine on a weekend. So at this point, you can see me here, I stamped the 4 zeros accidentally and it put everything off, but no big deal. But anyways, right now I want to fill out the zeros with the time just to represent what he did, what time for each photo. And what I decided to do was use this beautiful blue ink from the Paper Person shop. I think this one's called the Coast. And I'm going to stamp out the numbers with that blue ink. So I'm literally just kind of documenting the photos he sent me. So his exercise early morning, then going to get his breakfast, getting his COVID shot, I believe then the library. So little things like that. He doesn't send me loads of photos, and I use what I can to still be able to document him in my traveler's notebooks and my project life. So what I decided to do was just go back and look at the times he sent these photos to me, or if we FaceTimed or anything like that, and if I screenshotted anything, and that's how I figured out the times, and I also did ask him. So if you do have a college student or a loved one who doesn't live close by, this is a great way to document them in your traveler's notebook or your layouts. So the Paper Person shop had a stamp set released at the same time as this kit that went really well with the kit and the stamp. So what I decided to do was actually go through this stamp set and find the right words for what I'm documenting. There was all kinds of words like school, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all kinds of different words that you can use to document your daily life or whatever the case is. So I'm going to stamp the words that work for my spread and my photos. I'm going to stamp them on white sticker paper, trim them out, and add them next to my photos. Now, I had decided earlier on that I wanted to create clusters, so these words were perfect for that, and I needed the boldness of the black for sure. You're gonna see once I trim them out and add them next to my photos, it is so bold, it adds a lot of boldness to the spread. And I just love how it looks. I ended up stamping exercise, breakfast, school, arrive, online, little things like that that worked well with my photos. So once I'm done sticking down my words, I remembered that I had that stamp set from the Paper Person shop, and it had loads of words to represent the pandemic. And one of the words was vaccinated, which was perfect for photo number 3 because I was documenting him getting vaccinated that day. So I just stamped vaccinated. And now I decide I want to work on my flip cover. I'm not done yet with the spread, but I just go back and forth. Whatever I find that works, I'm going with it. So at this moment, I want to work on my flip or my title. And I decided to go through the sticker sheet. These are chipboards from the kit. And it said, "It's a new day," and I love it. It just works perfectly. It's simple, it's blue, it matches my times that I just stamped out. And I grabbed the other stamp set. I think this one's the Weekend Warrior stamp set, which is perfect for what I'm documenting. And I'm going to stamp weekend. And instead of, I forgot what the stamp said, but I know I cover some of the words up because they don't go well with what I want to stamp. Because in my head, I wanted to stamp Weekend Warrior. So I wanted the word warrior. So I covered the rest of the stamp so I can stamp warrior, and it ended up looking really, really good. Like I said earlier, you'll see me flip back and forth because as I had the chipboard sheet out, I wanted to use some of the chipboards to add more to my clusters here. So I end up adding a clock and the sun and little things like that. I will also be adding labels to this spread because I want a journal. So at this point, I'm still working on my title page, and I added more chipboard to the left side of my spread where it said "Good Day Sunshine." I want to bring in a pop of color because it's very white, right? So just adding a pop of color here and there using the chipboard was perfect. I love using my chipboard. You guys know this. I don't like to hoard anything. But anyways, I want to add a label next to each photo so I have space to journal. And I just go with some black and white labels here. These are from Studio Calico. I'll grab my pen, add my journaling, and then I call my layout done. I love how the spread turned out. Now I'm pushing him to send me more photos each day because I love documenting him in my traveler's notebook, even if he's not living at home at the moment. But anyways, you guys, don't forget, I will be adding all the links for everything I use down in the description box for you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. And I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.